Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your newsworth, and today we are featuring from Baronius Press the Douay-Rheims standard size Bible in its leather cover. So just a few things about this. The Douay-Rheims was put out in the late 1500s in the New Testament, and then 1609 the first part of the Old Testament was finished, and then 1610 the second part of the Old Testament was finished and it was completed. So this actually predates the King James. A lot of people don't realize that. It also has a different textual source than the King James in the Latin Vulgate, which was put together by Jerome sometime in the late 300s. So this is really an interesting Bible, just in and of itself. So now when we take on the structure of the Bible, there's a lot of great things to really say. One of the great things is not the cover. The cover is definitely average. It is a bonded leather, and you can tell it's a bonded leather just by its stiffness, and also because it is stamped, and you can see that stamps. It's really kind of perfect in its pattern, which in animal skin you're going to see all kinds of inconsistencies and stuff. But it is sewn perimeter. It does have a really nice spine with tooled hubs, Baronius Press logo, Holy Bible, and of course it lets you know that it is the Douay-Rheims. And I love that it is embossed, so you can really feel it's deeply embossed in there. So this is like when you run your hand across it, you're not going to hit that gold and rub it off like you would in a lot of circumstances when it's just printed on there. The gilding on this isn't bad. Now, one of the reasons you see that little weird line there is because that is actually cardstock, because that's where your woodcut images are going to be, which I'll give you a good look at. But the gilding looks pretty good. The ribbons, these ribbons, that's something to improve, but you know what? Ribbons aren't a big deal to replace yourself. Very easy, very simple. So anyhow, one of the reasons I believe this cover is so stiff is in addition to the bonded leather, it has a really thick, almost a cardstock type liner instead of paper. So that is going to give it a little structure, and it does appear maybe that it has a little bit of tape reinforcement here. So that should cause it to hold together really well. It is a sewn binding. It does have some really nice headbands, tailbands, gold, and there's all kinds of good stuff in here. First of all, it's Bishop Challoner's notes that are throughout the text. And then it has some encyclical letters, one from Pope Leo XIII, and that's a study of Holy Scripture, one on Pope Benedict XV on St. Jerome, and then another one from Pius XII on promoting biblical studies. So you got 3 letters from well-respected popes from the past, and really cool stuff. And this is beefy. I mean, you're already this many pages into it, and you're not even into the Bible yet. Now, obviously, this is going to have your deuterocanonical books, as the Douay-Rheims did, and you can see it has little short introductions. It is a double column setup. It has some references and notes on the bottom, and then it has your Challoner commentary. This looks to be, I'm going to say, a 9-point font. I couldn't find out what it was just by looking on their website, so I'm just guessing, but that looks to be about a 9, and it is actually, surprisingly, it's line matched. And this is actually set up to the original 1899 print to give it that regal, really old look, which I just think is fantastic. So the setup on this thing is really actually wonderful. The paper, I'm going to tell you, the paper is really good on this thing. I'm going to say this is probably middle 30s GSM paper. It has a really smooth feel. It doesn't have like that Bible paper feel. It's really interesting. But look, when you pull the page off, I mean, there's no show through on that until now. It will bleed through the page behind it, but that's really impressive. This is a really impressive text block. This would be a great candidate to get rebound, or to even possibly experiment yourself with putting a cover on it if that's something that you want to try to learn. But this text block is absolutely no joke. I love it. And again, it's going to have some things for the Protestant folks that's going to feel a little weird for us. Like, I don't even know how to say that word. Maybe somebody can help me out on that. And Esdras, which is one of the apocryphal books, or as Catholics call them, extended or deuterocanonical. Psalms, Proverbs, of course, Ecclesiastes, but like this, you'll notice Isaiah, Jeremiah, Osei instead of Hosea. You're going to notice those different spellings in Ezekiel, and I'm sure they say it Ezekiel, but I'm just talking phonetically how it looks. And then when you get into, okay, there you go, you have 1st and 2nd Maccabees. When you get between the Testaments, this is really cool. It has your wood stamp art. It has 32 of these, and it includes some of the apocryphal ones. It has your family records in the middle. Of course, your New Testament. And then when you get to the end, it has a few little references that I find pretty nice. It has your table of references. It has chronological and historical index of the Old and New Testament. It also has your lectionaries. And check it out, redrawn maps. And these maps have been redrawn digitally to match the maps that were in the 1899. So I'll tell you what, other than the cover and the ribbons, this is fantastic. And I highly recommend it. Of course, I dropped this next to it because this is also from Baronius Press. This is what I would recommend they do, to do a cloth over board with this bonded leather, because this feels fantastic. I got a feature on this. I'll put it in the link in the description. Anyhow, keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Word.